Thank you very much, Comrade Hlengi, and thank you very much for the questions. I will start with the quickest and easiest one, which is SABC Naledi, with regard to the SRD, which is the 350 that we are currently paying. I think the President already made this statement, and we've made the statement already a while back, that the SRD is a stepping stone for the government of the African National Congress into the basic income grant. And that with regard to the basic income grant, a whole lot of research has been done, not only by the Department of Social Development, but it has also been done by other organizations who are supporting our communities, who are also supporting government in finding solutions at dealing with a wide range of issues that also include the issue of growing the economy, increasing the employment of our communities, and particularly focusing on the young people, because if you look at the SRD in terms of the data, the majority of the people who are getting the SRD 350 is amongst the youth. And it is also for this reason that as a department, we are not only looking at just payment of the grants, we are part and parcel of the entire government that looks for solutions to the growing of the economy, to linking the grant beneficiaries also to economic opportunities, because it is fact that the majority of South Africans want to see themselves either in a job or want to see themselves being the ones that are creating the jobs. However, it is a fact that we need to cushion South Africans who find themselves in the cracks, who do not have the jobs. So we will continue paying the 350, as was also indicated by the Minister of Finance when he made his presentation. But with regard to the basic income grant, we've gone so far as putting together the policy proposals, which also include options in terms of funding and all. What would that be? We have not concluded that aspect, and that once we have done with that, we will have to bring it back to the African National Congress, both to the Committee on Social Transformation, but also to the Committee on Economic Transformation, because the two have to speak to each other. But I also want to make the statement that this whole issue of the 350 SRD and moving into the basic income grant must not be seen in isolation of the overall comprehensive social security for South Africans in general. And our focus obviously is with regard to the most vulnerable. But when you talk about comprehensive social security, you are speaking about how South Africans can be protected irrespective of which level they are at, by ensuring that you have a system that pays attention, but more specifically pays attention to the most vulnerable. With regard to the sustainability of the social grants, I want to say to you, the African National Congress have sustained the grants since 1994. When we took over power, there were times when the economy was not necessarily doing very well, but one thing the African National Congress was very clear about is that you cannot expose our people consistently to vulnerability and not respond to that. And so for those who are saying it's unsustainable, look at the entire history from the time that we decided to expand social grants broadly, not only social grants for the elderly as it was before. We extended the grants both for the elderly, to people with disabilities, to child support grant, and the bulk of our grants actually goes to child support grant. And one of the reasons why we are wanting to link grant beneficiaries to economic opportunities is because the young women who are having the children, we believe that both the mother and the father need to take responsibility for the children, but government needs to create a conducive environment. How does government do that? It goes to the first point where we were asked about the strategies for sustaining our economy and how different is it and what measures do we have. The measures of ensuring that our economy grows are those measures which the African National Congress has been very clear about. How do we grow the economy? What are the sectors that we need to focus on that will assist us to grow the economy? And therefore, those strategies are tried and tested in the past 30 years. And it is fact that while they are tried and tested, some of those strategies that we had in place did not really yield the results. Hence, we are saying we are a government that has experienced 30 years, and the 30 years have exposed us to the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the 30 years now are looking at the next 30 years, what we are going to do. With regard to VAT exemptions, I think that the economic cluster will be able to expand even more on that, because already we do have some products that are VAT exempt, particularly for the vulnerable and particularly for the poor. So in short, grants are going to continue because this country has an obligation, and this organization has an obligation in as far as the Constitution of South Africa says that we need to pay attention to the most vulnerable. Irrespective of how the economy is doing, you cannot expose your people to conditions of poverty forever and then say no because the economy is not doing very well. We believe as the African National Congress, whatever little we have as a government, we must make sure that it responds to the felt needs of our people. Thank you.